if you've played any recent PvPvE extraction.
Oh, whoa. We can have alligator, crocodiles, whatever you want to call them, attacking you. That is crazy. So new, bigger and better things. Bigger and better things. Anyway, what's up? What up? It's your boy Dance, and we're back with another video from JackFrags. He has a new one for us. It's called Battlefield could finally have some competition. As far as destruction goes, I'm pretty sure Battlefield's been had competition as far as FPS, but as far as the destruction goes, hasn't been too many that have been rivaling with the Battlefield series. Looks like Delta Force Hawk Ops. I've seen Delta Force before. Let's see what Delta Force has for us now, though. October 1993, on October 3rd, Mogadishu. I don't know how to say that. Somalia. Let's get it.
At the Summer Game Fest, we got to see some brand new gameplay running on Unreal Engine 5, and some people over in Los Angeles actually got to play this. This is exciting for a couple of different reasons. Recently, there's been a lot of discussion about how Battlefield has no real competition in its genre, but this game could be ticking some of those boxes for you, as it has large-scale warfare with many players, vehicles, and destruction. It's also bringing back this, Black Hawk Down. I'm sure many of the veteran gamers out there will remember how cool and gritty this was back in the day. And a third game mode too, which is an extraction shooter, blending elements of DMZ and Tarkov into the mix, all free to play. So let's take a look at the new stuff and find out what this is all about. Also, a big thanks to the guys over there for sponsoring this one. There is an alpha test coming up in July, and the best way to access that is to wishlist the game on Steam or head over to their website and sign up. Links are down below. We're going to start then with Black Hawk Down. 2003, this game originally came out on PC. I was a sprightly teenager, loving all sorts of different shooters, and of course, this appealed massively to me at the time because it reminded me of the 2001 movie based off the real Battle of Mogadishu, which took place in October 1993. That movie had some insane actors in it, by the way.
Quick fun fact, October 3rd, 1993, I would have been almost 2 years old. I was born October 21st, 91.
Josh Hartnett, Eric Banner, Ewan McGregor, Tom Hardy, Orlando Bloom, just to name a few. And the updated game here is actually affiliated with that movie, believe it or not. So in the new version, you're going to be able to relive that 1993 Mogadishu mission. 160 elite US soldiers facing a heavily armored force, including one-to-one recreations of streets and buildings, realistic squad-based operations with indoor-outdoor combat and nighttime battles. Arguably the coolest bit for me about this though is that it will have Hans Zimmer's original score on the soundtrack. It's pretty epic. Graphically too, environments, lighting look impressive here. Unreal Engine 5 putting in some serious work as usual. Check this out too.
Unreal Engine really just runs it when it comes to these realistic graphics. It's just beautiful.
If you played the old Delta Force Black Hawk game, the footage here might look a little bit familiar, and that's because this map is based off Cracked from that game. Yeah, they've changed a couple bits here and there, added some cover to modernize it, but the general layout and vibe of the new map are inspired by the old one. That's nice to see. Next up is the Battlefield style component of the game called Havoc Warfare. I've not played this myself yet, so I can't give any real impressions of it, but based off the previews that I saw online, this game mode sounds very similar to Breakthrough, which was first introduced in Battlefield 1. They're describing this mode as full-scale warfare. That means that you'll be on large maps where one team attacks and one team defends. The attacking team has to capture sectors of the map in sequence, pushing the defenders further back until they reach the final objective. The defending team preventing that from happening by any means necessary, throwing the enemy's tickets away. Vehicles will play a big part in this.
Y'all know I'm a sucker for the destruction, man. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
And from all of the footage that I found online, I did manage to spot attack helicopters with gunner seats raining down pain from above, transport helicopters that look like Black Hawks with rocket pods on the side, tanks, they're the heavily armored high damage machines, APCs or LAVs for light fast maneuvering armor, attack boats, that's interesting, Humvees with mounted guns on them, and your usual transport vehicles like quad bikes, jeeps, etc. I'm not sure if they plan to have a conquest style game mode either, but that would be super cool to see. Destruction appears to be quite prevalent here too, which gets 2 thumbs up from me. In several of the clips you can see walls exploding, and in this clip we see a player use a rocket launcher to blow holes in walls and then the entire ceiling collapses. So it would appear that there are some emergent gameplay opportunities with the destruction. You could pick C4 in your loadout too, so I imagine that you'll be able to stick a couple of those bad boys on a quad bike and go kablamo if you so choose. As for the guns, it looks like many of the usual suspects you would come to expect here. Pistols, SMG, shotguns.
Hey, go back.
Stick a couple of those. With the destruction, you could pick C4.
So this looks ridiculous. This is a whole wrist. What's this on his wrist? Yeah. A wrist C4 shooter is OP as hell. I'm sorry. That seems like that could be cancerous as shit. If you're a tank player, you will not enjoy that.
You'll be able to stick.
It's a 1, 2, 3. Just shot 3 of them at him real quick. Done. Yeah. I wonder what's the range on it, and I wonder. I feel like even if the range isn't that crazy, if you got 3 people running at that tank, that you're pretty much not playing the tank at this point. You just have to stay far, far away from infantry at that point if it's that easy. I just see the problems in it. I mean, I'm all for C4. If you know me from Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, all the battlefields when with C4, C5, whatever you want to call it, whichever one they had in the game, I was big on infantry running up and destroying tanks, but I actually enjoyed the skilled aspect of it to where you had to actually work to get that type of kill on the tank. So with it looking that easy, you don't even have to necessarily touch it. It looked like it has a pretty good range on the shot too. Not the biggest fan of it, but it's okay.
If you so choose.
And it's crazy because I'm typically on the infantry side, but I can see that being toxic and not really being able to play in tanks.
As for the guns, it looks like many of the usual suspects you would come to expect here. Pistols, SMG, shotgun, AR, snipers. I spotted a deagle in there too. They can be customized too. There's a little shot of the customization screen that I found here, and you can see many of the components of the gun can be swapped around and changed to fit your playstyle. I counted 17 components on this particular M4A1. There's a bipod option on there too, which is intriguing, and it makes me wonder if you'll be able to mount up on a window or an obstacle for more accurate fire. And it looks like that the game has tuning for some attachments too, deciding exactly where you want that foregrip on the rail, for example, or adjusting the size of suppressors and barrels by the looks of it.
And I see the distance or the placement of those foregrips makes a difference in some type of stat because I can't read that, but that's pretty cool. It's different. I'm not used to seeing stuff like that.
Who love to tweak will probably enjoy this. In terms of who you'll be playing as, there are different classes or operators as they're called here: Assault, Engineer, Support and Recon. Sounds familiar, right? Well, they can use class-specific gadgets like smokes, drones, healing, scouting arrows, mines, bombs. You can see that in some of the footage here. Some of the gadgets do have a slightly futuristic look to them though, as a heads up, and I'm not sure how much flexibility you'll have within each class to swap this stuff out and mold each class to focus in on a specific task or role. So it would be nice to get some visibility on that soon in the playtest. Looking at the Havoc Warfare gameplay overall though from their trailers, it does look like Battlefield in a lot of the scenes. You've got combined arms, land, sea and air, a variety of different locations to fight in and around, chaotic infantry fights, ground troops attempting to take out tanks and air with rockets, destruction, stuff blowing up everywhere, team play, squad play. You've got that sniper fantasy potential too, right? We saw that in a couple of the scenes, being able to hold a building, look out a window, and then maybe go up a ladder, get on a roof, put out some long-range satisfying sniper headshots. That's a bit more arcadey. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm looking forward to finally trying this, as it's been on my radar for ages now, ever since they announced it. And as I mentioned, it's an alternative, a bit of competition. Let's see how it plays out. Now then, the third game mode is probably the one with the most footage out there that the developers have been the most transparent about: Hazard Operations. This is Delta Force Hawk Ops Extraction mode, and there is some real gameplay of this on the internet. I feel like they're going for the DMZ crowd here, but adding more risk-reward elements than that game had. So the premise is pretty simple. If you've played any recent PvPvE extraction...
Oh, whoa. We can have alligator, crocodiles, whatever you want to call them, attacking you. That is crazy.
You're going to understand the basics. You squad up as a 3, load into the map, search, loot, try to secure the big loot. In this case, that might be the Mandel brick, more on that later, and then attempt to get out via an extraction point without dying and losing all of your gear. You might cry as well if that happens. Don't be sad. Again, some people in LA played this recently, so we know a lot more about it now. Here's some interesting things that we learned. This game mode will have a system that the developers are calling a dynamic in-game world, where missions can be accepted whilst you're in a match. Some of these will change the map and open up new areas. Some examples they gave were a train that can come into the map, as well as planes crashing, and these type of events will offer high value loot, so you might be forced to change up your tactics and think on your feet a bit more if these things occur. It could be a risk reward mechanic, I suppose. It's up to you whether to go for that or not. There will be multiple maps for this mode available at launch, each with their own unique interest and enemies. Spread throughout each map are various encampments with baddies to fight. These include caves, cliffside bases, tech buildings. Some of the AI are bosses, and they will be tougher. In the footage released at Game Fest, we saw a flamethrower boss with different mechanics. Defeating these bosses will offer you better loot and rare loadouts. If you manage to capture the mantle brick, you will start...
I'm not gonna lie, I'm never usually interested in a DMZ game mode, but this one has my attention. You've definitely caught my attention, Delta Force. I'm quite intrigued.
Decoding it, and that will offer you a chance to obtain rare items. However, carrying this will reveal your position to enemy player squads, so it's kind of similar to how the briefcase worked in DMZ, and that got very chaotic at times. You can pick up and fire and carry down teammates to get them to safety and revive them. I think that's a pretty neat mechanic.
This game looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm with this. I don't know if it's on console, PC, or if it's on console as well. I mean, I can play it on either one, but I'm with this.
Gives you a different style of gameplay than just being able to crawl away if you've gone down. So now maybe you can rely on your teammates to move you quicker, perhaps throw a smoke down, get away. We've seen this in PUBG. It can be quite funny at times, but also comes in clutch on occasion. The game will have an open marketplace where you can resell guns and gear for in-game currency, meaning there will be somewhat of a meta game outside of matches offering more depth and management. In one of the videos they released when they were talking about hazard operations, they did mention they're putting a lot of effort into optimization, which is great to hear. And that'll be stuff like minimizing matchmaking times, maximizing frame rates, optimizing server stability, etc. And yes, you will be able to bring in custom loadouts to this game mode and use some of the operator gadgets along the way. In the gameplay footage, we did see a bit of PvP using those gadgets. Some people might prefer that you couldn't use abilities like that in a hardcore game mode like...
He boosted up the stairs. That was crazy.
So I think it could be quite a contentious issue amongst the player base, but that's the direction the developers have taken it so far. And I guess we'll see how that turns out when we play the alpha test.
I wanna get more details on these drones and these like pulse devices that they're sticking to the wall and stuff. It's interesting. I just want to get more details on some of the equipment because it looks like they have like a little futuristic vibe to some of the stuff, and you know, that normal army shooter vibe, but also added futuristic tech. I like that.
I think that's all of the highlights covered right now. 3 components of the game. You've got Black Hawk Down, which we showed at the start. Havoc Warfare, that's the Battlefield style game mode. And then Hazard Operations, which is the extraction shooter, nice and simple. Additionally, they did talk about anti-cheat and how they're putting a lot of effort into that. Obviously, that will be a big concern in a free-to-play title like this. But they did say they've got a zero tolerance policy, which is good to hear. And they demoed some of the anti-cheat tech in a video too, implementing a system known as Fog of War, which they say will help to prevent wall hacking and aimbotting. Apparently, they've already banned 3,000 plus people in the playtest for this game, which is just mad. I don't know.
Why are you cheating on a playtest, you weirdo? Strange.
Why people want to cheat that bad, I'll never understand it, but at least they've been banned. Finally, they mentioned the game will have regular live service updates post-launch. No ideas what those are or what the plans of those are.
Who the hell cheats on a playtest? You're a strange individual, bro.
But we'll see. And I reckon I'm going to leave it there for today, folks. Do let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments below, please. How are you feeling about it? I haven't played the game myself yet personally. This is just based off information that was provided to me and breaking down what we've seen in the trailers and gameplay on the net. Also, once again, a big thanks to them for sponsoring the video today. If you want to try the game out for yourself, it will be free to play on PC, console, and mobile. The playtest is coming up in July. I'm looking forward to getting hands on. Links are down below though if you want to sign up, or you can...
Bet I will definitely be signing up for that one. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this video, checking out Delta Force Hawk Ops. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that one. That one actually, that one's got my attention for sure. I'm a Battlefield fanatic. I love Battlefield. I say fanatic, but I kind of, you know, fell off on the recent ones. I'm kind of up and down with it, but Battlefield's probably the one franchise that I've put over 4,000 hours on one title before. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, man, I really want to check this out. Get some refreshing battlefield memories, battlefield vibes. So that would be dope. And I would start calling it Delta Force vibes, you know. But yeah. Y'all comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Leave a comment below. We're on the road to 3K subs and also on the road to monetization again. We're trying to get back into monetization and make this full time for me. Appreciate all the love, support, y'all. We out of here. Peace.